It was a warm summer evening when Emma boarded the overnight flight from New York to London. She had mixed feelings about this trip. It was a business trip with the potential to change her career, but it also meant leaving her comfort zone and stepping into the unknown. Emma had been working tirelessly at her job as a marketing executive, and this trip was her chance to present a groundbreaking campaign to the London office. As she settled into her seat, she glanced around the cabin. The plane was filling up quickly, and she wondered who her seatmate would be for the next 7 hours. Emma pulled out her book, hoping to pass the time with some light reading. Just as she was getting comfortable, she felt a presence beside her. She looked up to see a man stowing his luggage in the overhead compartment. He was tall, with dark hair and a friendly smile. He wore a casual yet stylish outfit that suggested he was well-traveled. "Hi, I'm Jack," he said, taking the seat next to her. "Looks like we'll be seatmates for this flight." "Hi, I'm Emma," she replied, returning his smile. "Nice to meet you, Jack." As the plane took off and the initial excitement of the journey settled, Emma and Jack began to chat. They exchanged stories about their travels, their work, and their lives. Jack was a photographer, traveling to London for an exhibition of his work. Emma found herself fascinated by his stories and the passion he had for capturing moments through his lens. "So, what brings you to London?" Jack asked, his eyes twinkling with curiosity. "I'm actually here for work," Emma explained. "I'm presenting a marketing campaign to our London office. It's a big opportunity for me." Jack nodded, his expression thoughtful. "That sounds exciting. I hope it goes well for you." "Thanks," Emma replied, feeling a warmth spread through her. "What about you? What's your exhibition about?" "It's a collection of photos from my travels around the world," Jack said. "I've always loved capturing the beauty of different cultures and places. This exhibition is a culmination of years of work." Emma could see the passion in Jack's eyes as he spoke about his work. She admired his dedication and felt a connection with him, something she hadn't expected to find on this flight. As the hours passed, they continued to talk, sharing more about their lives and dreams. They laughed, exchanged stories, and found comfort in each other's company. It felt as though they had known each other for much longer than just a few hours. When the plane finally landed in London, Emma felt a twinge of sadness. She didn't want their time together to end. Jack seemed to feel the same way. "Would you like to grab a coffee before we go our separate ways?" Jack asked, a hopeful look in his eyes. Emma smiled. "I'd love that." They found a cozy cafe in the airport and continued their conversation over steaming cups of coffee. The more they talked, the more they realized how much they had in common. There was an undeniable chemistry between them, a spark that neither of them could ignore. After finishing their coffee, they exchanged contact information, promising to stay in touch. Emma felt a sense of excitement and possibility as she headed to her hotel. She couldn't stop thinking about Jack and the connection they had shared. The next few days were a whirlwind for Emma. She focused on her work, preparing for her presentation and meeting with the London team. But in the back of her mind, she kept thinking about Jack. They texted each other frequently, sharing updates about their days and getting to know each other even more. On the day of her presentation, Emma felt a mix of nerves and excitement. She walked into the conference room, her heart pounding. As she began her presentation, she felt a surge of confidence. The London team was impressed with her campaign, and she received positive feedback from everyone. After the presentation, Emma decided to celebrate her success. She texted Jack, inviting him to join her for dinner. He eagerly accepted, and they agreed to meet at a charming restaurant in the heart of London. When Emma arrived at the restaurant, Jack was already there, waiting for her. He greeted her with a warm smile, and they embraced, feeling the connection between them grow even stronger. "Congratulations on your presentation," Jack said, his eyes filled with pride. "I knew you would do great." "Thank you, Jack," Emma replied, feeling a warmth spread through her. "It means a lot to have your support." As they enjoyed their dinner, they talked about their dreams and aspirations. Jack shared his experiences as a photographer, and Emma talked about her goals in the marketing world. They found inspiration in each other's stories, and their bond deepened. After dinner, they took a walk along the Thames, the city lights reflecting on the water. They held hands, enjoying the peacefulness of the moment. Emma felt a sense of contentment and happiness that she hadn't felt in a long time. "Jack, I'm really glad we met," Emma said softly, looking into his eyes. "Me too, Emma," Jack replied, squeezing her hand. "I feel like we were meant to meet on that flight." As the days turned into weeks, Emma and Jack spent as much time together as possible. They explored London, visited art galleries, and enjoyed each other's company. Their connection grew stronger, and they found themselves falling in love. One evening, as they sat on a bench in a quiet park, Jack turned to Emma with a serious expression. "Emma, there's something I need to tell you," he began, his voice steady. Emma looked at him, her heart racing. "What is it, Jack?" Jack took a deep breath. "I'm falling in love with you. I know this is all happening quickly, but I can't ignore my feelings. I want to be with you, Emma." Tears welled up in Emma's eyes as she looked at the man she had grown to care for deeply. "I feel the same way, Jack. I love you too." They embraced, their hearts full of love and hope. They knew that their journey together was just beginning, and they were excited to see where it would lead. As their time in London came to an end, they faced the reality of their situation. Emma had to return to New York, and Jack had commitments that required him to travel frequently. They knew that maintaining a long-distance relationship would be challenging, but they were determined to make it work. They promised to stay in touch, visiting each other as often as possible. Their love continued to grow, fueled by their shared dreams and the strength of their connection. Months passed, and Emma and Jack navigated the ups and downs of their long-distance relationship. They found ways to stay close, sharing their lives through video calls and messages. Each visit was a celebration of their love, and they cherished every moment together. Eventually, they began to discuss their future. They knew that they wanted to be together, but they had to find a way to make it work. Emma considered moving to London, while Jack explored opportunities in New York. One evening, during one of Jack's visits to New York, they sat on Emma's balcony, watching the city lights. Jack turned to Emma with a serious expression. "Emma, I don't want to be apart from you any longer," he said, his voice steady. I've found a way to make it work. I've been offered a position here in New York, and I want to take it so we can be together. Tears of joy filled Emma's eyes as she looked at the man she loved. Oh, Jack, that's wonderful. I can't believe it. Jack smiled, his eyes filled with love. Believe it, Emma. I want to build a life with you. As they embraced, they felt a sense of excitement and hope for the future. They knew that their love had triumphed over distance and challenges, and they were ready to face whatever came their way, together. Jack's move to New York marked the beginning of a new chapter in their lives. They found a charming apartment in the city and filled it with memories of their adventures. Their love continued to grow, and they supported each other's dreams and aspirations. One evening, as they sat on their balcony, watching the sunset, Jack turned to Emma with a serious expression. Emma, there's something I need to ask you, he said, his voice steady. Emma looked at him, her heart racing. What is it, Jack? Jack took a deep breath and reached into his pocket, pulling out a small velvet box. He opened it to reveal a beautiful ring. Emma, you are my heart, my soul, my everything. Will you marry me? Tears of joy filled Emma's eyes as she looked at the man she loved. Yes, Jack. Yes, I will marry you. As Jack slipped the ring onto her finger, they shared a passionate kiss, knowing that their love had triumphed over all obstacles. They were ready to face the future together, their hearts full of hope and love. Their wedding was a beautiful celebration of their journey, surrounded by friends and family who had supported them along the way. As they exchanged vows, they knew that their love story was a testament to the power of connection, the magic of finding love in unexpected places, and the strength of true love. Years later, as they sat on their balcony, now married and expecting their first child, Emma and Jack often reflected on their journey. They knew that their love story was one of fate and destiny, a tale of two hearts finding each other across the aisle of a plane and building a life filled with love and adventure. Their love had blossomed on a flight from New York to London and had continued to grow, stronger with each passing day. They knew that their story was far from over, and they were excited to see what the future held, hand in hand. And as they watched the sunset, their hearts full of love and hope, they knew that they had found something truly special, a love that would last a lifetime.